From WFSB, this is an Eyewitness News Update.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on this Friday, November 17th. I'm Nicole Nalepa. Now, before we take a look at our top stories, we're going to head right over to meteorologist Scot Haney, who has a look alert weather forecast, right?
That's right, Nicole. We do have some fog out there this morning. Unfortunately, it's creating some issues in northeast and southeast Connecticut and the Connecticut River Valley. A DFA, dense fog advisory, has been issued. Guys, if we could flip the prompter, I would so appreciate that so much. Thank you. We are taking a look at visibilities down there. Goose eggs in Willimantic, not good. Half a mile in Norwich, a half a mile in Putnam, a quarter of a mile in Groton, an eighth of a mile at Bradley. It's just not great out there. As you can see, that we've got a wall of fog for you at Bradley, and this is being reported in other locations as well. Good news is the temperature's above the freezing mark. Now we've got golden sunshine for you in Hartford. That sun is going to be up. It's going to be burning off that fog, and we're going to be in for a lovely day of weather today with temperatures in the low to mid 60s. But we are expecting a little bit of an increase in clouds as we wear towards the latter part of the day. Our first alert live radar scans the state dry. Satellite and radar confirms a little bit of cloud coverage out there this morning on top of the fog. You'll notice northwest and southwest Connecticut with a little bit of that cloud coverage, but not a big deal. But you'll notice more clouds than anything else back to the north and west, and this is going to make a run towards Connecticut during the day today. So temperatures out there this morning, the coolest I can find right now is about 35 in Willimantic, 34 in Salisbury, 33 in Danbury. But the warmest I can find, Chester, you've been abnormally warm. I'm wondering if there's something going on with the gauge there. 41 at Bradley, 38 in New Haven, 39 in Bridgeport. So 33 typical overnight low. We're up from where we were yesterday with the exception of New Haven, the exception of the shoreline. Everybody in inland Connecticut is up from where we were yesterday. And the winds, there's just a little bit of a breeze, but it is going to be a breezy day today. Those winds are going to be picking up, and we could see gusts 25 to 30 miles an hour. First alert futurecast. Tomorrow's weather today. Here come the clouds. By later on this afternoon, we're under partly to mostly cloudy skies. Tonight is mostly cloudy. Friday night football goes off without a hitch. You don't need the rain gear. You don't even need the winter coat. Temperatures will be in the mid 50s by later on this evening. So that's pretty incredible. All right, let's take a look at tomorrow morning. A little smattering of precipitation right around 8 o'clock. If you're getting to the Yukon Rentschler Field for some tailgating, there could be a couple of scattered showers in the forecast through 9, but then watch the rapid clearing taking place at 11 o'clock noontime for kickoff. It should be abundantly sunny, which is good news. All right, let's take you out right now, show you again that wall of fog at Bradley. If you're headed to Rentschler Field tomorrow, notice a shower icon at 8 a.m., but gradual clearing to mostly sunny skies by the time the game gets out. All right, here's your hour by hour. We're talking about temperatures. Look at these numbers. I think we're actually going to be doing a little bit better than that 61-degree mark. More of the same for the immediate shoreline. We'll probably get to 62. And there it is for you with partly to mostly sunny skies to start, partly cloudy skies later this afternoon. Here's your daytime highs, 61 to 64, increasing cloudiness and breezy. Your 7-day forecast. A morning shower tomorrow, giving way to partial clearing. Breezy today, breezy tomorrow, breezy on Sunday. Much cooler weather headed in our direction. A first alert also for Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday morning. And then clearing Wednesday afternoon for the busy travel day. Thursday looks good for Thanksgiving, and that is some good news. It is going to be cool, but at least it's going to be nice. All right, that's a check of your first alert forecast. Nicole, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Scott. It is now 7:03. A suspended state trooper is expected in court today after being arrested and charged with computer crimes. We're told Jose Campos had been using the state police computer system to get information on a woman he was seeing. This all happened after he was accused of sexual assault in Southbury last year, but was never charged. And New Haven police are investigating after they say a student at Morrow Sheridan Magnet School reported some form of disturbing material on a social media account. Now, we're still working to get you details, and it's still unclear if a crime was committed. But we do know that officials have already taken a phone as part of the investigation. And for the second time in 4 months, someone has sprayed anti-Semitic graffiti at the Department of Transportation's campus in Newington. We're told the message was scrawled in a bathroom. The DOT commissioner says, quote, hate speech and bigotry will not be tolerated, and all of us have to stand up to this behavior when we see or hear it. This morning at 10, lawmakers will be announcing a new gun ownership bill at a public event. And this new bill would close a dangerous loophole by preventing someone with an emergency restraining order from buying or owning guns. The bill could also save lives by extending protections to survivors of domestic abuse. Breaking overnight, another government shutdown has officially been averted. President Biden signed the bill pushed through by Congress late last night. And the spending plan created by House Speaker Mike Johnson keeps the government's bills paid through February 2nd. The bill does not include any new military aid for Israel or Ukraine. Congress now has until February 2nd to come up with a more permanent spending solution. Otherwise, the threat of a government shutdown will continue to resurface. And moving on now to the latest on Israel's war with Hamas. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says that there were strong indications that hostages held by Hamas were at Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital. The Israel Defense Forces says that they were no longer there when troops launched a ground operation at the complex this week. Israel is considering a deal that would see Hamas free some hostages, all in exchange for a temporary ceasefire and the release of Palestinians from an Israeli prison. Two mothers are facing serious charges after police say they illegally crammed 8 kids right into the back of a car that crashed over the summer. Police arrested Jamie Lee Medore of Bristol and Elizabeth Farina of Waterbury. Investigators say that back in August, Medore crashed a Ford Focus. A 10-year-old boy was thrown from the vehicle and trapped underneath. Amazingly and thankfully, no one suffered any serious. And 1 year after the shocking murder of a baby girl, the people of Naugatuck continue to honor her memory. Tomorrow night at 6, a special vigil will be held right on the Naugatuck Green in memory of 11-month-old Camilla Frances Queenie. Police say that she was killed by her father, Christopher, who was arrested in Waterbury after a massive manhunt, if you remember. People heading to the vigil are asked to wear pink. Demolition crews in eastern Connecticut have started tearing down the remnants of that historic mill, which was just destroyed by a fire in Killingly this week. The flames tore through the building yesterday morning. And that mill had been empty for about 20 years, but there were big plans to eventually redevelop it. Investigators are still trying to figure out how that all exactly started, that fire. Thank you so much for tuning in to Eyewitness News on this Friday morning. Remember, you can get news and weather updates anytime on the Channel 3 app. Have a great day, everyone. Be healthy, stay positive.